Hey guys, Karis, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be following up on the Aikatsu Friends fashion video. This is part 2 where we'll be covering parts 4 to 6 of the DCD, as well as the campaign and friend chords. This one should be around 25 minutes, and I think it's also another sizable chunk to upload. I will cover part 3 much later on though, because it's a different season, and I'd like to avoid covering the same topic for weeks on end. With that said, let's get right back into it. So this part we get 2 new brands, and they're both pretty throwaway in the anime, but we can appreciate them here. We've got the cute retro brand Antique Sailor, and the Chinese-inspired brand Silky Ocean. Antique Sailor gets 2 chords to start. First up is Tricolor C. It's a pretty cute chord with blue stripes and a fun trim on the skirt. The colors are barber pole colors, and I like the consistency of stripes. It gives a really good first impression. Sailor Wave is the PR, so let's take a look at that. It's one of the rarer big skirts this season, and there is some dead space on the white fabric, but the buttons and the detail on the skirt itself really make up for that. It's a really great use of just 4 colors, keeping things visually interesting with stripes all around. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. The next new brand, Silky Ocean, gets 2 new chords. Chinois Orange is up first, and I actually really like it. Such a colorful top with a stylish black section and jewelry. There's a green jewel on the top, and the jewel on the waist is holding even more. Having the floral fabric on the shoes is a nice touch, and overall it's pretty amazing. The PR for this one is the Silky Horizon chord. It's pretty great with a red fabric, floral print, and the golden detail. It just oozes like this luxurious feel. The balance of the colors is really good too. There's a lot going on, but it works. The fleur-de-lis features on the skirt and the fabric covering it, which matches the top. I love the sleeves with a lot of the gold lining and the purple sleeve underneath. It's pretty elegant with a fur around the collar, and probably one of the best PRs, if only we got to see it in the anime. Material Color gets 2 new chords this part, while Moon Maiden and the Pop brand get 1 each. So first from Material Color, we've got Flower Fashionista. I'm pretty neutral toward this. It uses blue as its base, and I don't think the flowers are, really good or bad. I do like the black stripes making a return. Always love to see stripes featured on this brand. I love the stripes on the pants. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of neutral toward this, and I don't have much more to say. So we're just going to move on to the brand new PR that it got, which is Multispectral. Multispectral is amazing. It features every single element that the brand is known for, but each of them is subdued and kept in a specific part of the outfit, with most of it being fur with a blue diamond pattern. I think it's really good to do this because it shows off everything the brand has to offer while still bringing something new to the table. There's a lot of different fabrics, a surprisingly good corset with black and gold, the stripes, the mosaic patterns, and even the clothing Material Color is used to is given a new spin with a fur jacket and the fur on the skirt. I think it really shows best on the shoes, which have these multiple patterns. They've got stockings, there's black stripes, there's the diamond pattern featured on the jacket. Everything works so well together to create something refreshing and new for the brand. Probably one of the only second PRs I like from this whole season, because the rest are, I guess let's just say the skirts are always what ruin it for me. They're always too ambitious. Moon Maiden's new chord is Cypress. It gives an old-timey Victorian vibe, mostly because of the peach fabric and the lace on the bodice of the dress. I really like it. Colorful Shake gets a wild pink chord called Star Playful. Honestly, it looks more like a Honeycat chord. The wild colors are not my favorite, but I do like the bubblegum feeling it gives off. The cherry pink socks make it look really wild and fun, as well as the stars on the top. I love the little star belt and the stripes, and there's an airplane passing overhead right now. Cracker Macaron from Milky Joker is not that bad. It's still got pastel colors and, very light stripes on already light fabric. I do like the homemade feel primarily because of the argyle patterns, the diamonds on the socks especially. However, it definitely isn't as bad as it was when I first saw it. I think I've kind of grown to like this brand a little more, mostly because, I don't know, just looking at the chords, I can see that there's definitely a lot that they're trying, but I think the colors is really what it comes down to. I think Milky Joker misuses colors for a huge portion of the first season, and they only get it right every now and then, so it is a little unfortunate. So now we are at the final part for this season. No new brands, but the other brands get new chords. Dancing Mirage and Colorful Shake get the PR treatment this time, with Luna Witch and the Lovely brands getting a chord too. So Dancing Mirage gets the Excited Flame chord. It's got a glittery jacket with a dazzly short to boot and a flowing purple cape. They didn't do the awkward thing where they gave her like stockings and garters for no reason, though there still is one. I guess it's just that the shoes kind of make a lot more sense now. I love the cape, and having the glitter on the lapel and the bust is really balanced by having black sleeves and a black corset, which keeps it from feeling too shiny and maybe even childish. Next, we've got the brand new PR, Borboleta Lace, and it's quite a lot. I don't know what was happening, but everybody's second PR has the most extravagant skirt you've ever seen, and I don't know why, I think the glittery wings make it look like a toy. I don't know, I can't look at that and think that's not a plastic toy, it just looks like a toy to me. But ignoring that, the top is actually really good. The shiny pearls, the black fabric, the beady armbands, the black gloves. The skirt underneath is probably my favorite part, multiple layers of lace. I wish it wasn't covered up, but we're moving on. The gold leggings are an odd choice because I don't think it really fits. It's not bad at all. It's just that I would have gone with something, I don't know, black, or maybe bring back the red the brand is known for. Um, I really like it, but they could have toned down the skirt way more. Colorful Shake gets closer and closer to Honeycat's palette. It's still really pretty, and I like the space on the skirt. By the way, I'm talking about the Live House neon chord. Honestly, it's really great, it is neon, so I'm not surprised that it used those colors, but it's just really, really interesting to see it kind of move closer and closer to the brand's image, and I guess that's a good sign, the brand Honeycat is kind of supposed to represent both of them. But we're going to move on to the PR, and this one is quite a lot to take in. I don't know. The red mesh just reminds me of the bags that you put like vegetables in. And I know that might just be a personal thing, but overall, I do think that the jacket is a good follow-up to the previous one. It carries on the, mixed fabric thing. It really seems like Colorful Shake was meant to be Vivid Kiss's replacement, the same way in which, Akko deserved a Vivid Kiss brand, but we only had Shiny Smile and Fufu a Dream. I love the poofy jacket, the bright colors. Fabric on the sleeves and ankles is also a nice touch. I like how wild it looks on the stockings, especially with the stripes and the stars and the fabric. And the chains holding together, well, not chains, but straps holding together the shoes. It's a great follow-up from the previous Premium Rare. Luna Witch gets Lost Black, which is a regal fit with a fabric on the chest and the black shorts. I kinda wish Midnight Indigo looked a bit more like this. I also think it would look really good with the Excite Flame chord next to it. Something about this just gives me like a Matador vibe for some reason. I think it's the shorts. Something about them just reminds me of that. It's really good, and we're gonna move on to what Sugar Melody gets this part, which is Rhythm Peach. Coming off what we got last time from this brand, this is pretty amazing. I think the layers on the skirt work much better here, because everything is balanced and nothing's really, sticking out. I feel that no addition is unnecessary. The layers are not fighting each other for attention, and to explain what I mean by that, I mean that even just based on the colors they used and the way it was distributed, you've got the peach all in one consistent area and the blue separating the layers quite clearly. It's very clean, just like the top with the music bar, the golden music bar, which separates the pink at the top and the pink at the bottom. The way the colors were used here is what I wish the PR had gone for, but I'm gonna stop talking about it because I could go on and on. Anyway, that concludes this part, but we're not done yet. We're moving on to the Friends brands, and we're going to be talking about the new rarities and the campaign chords. So for the last portion of the video, we're going to be ranking the campaign chords and the friends chords, starting with the campaign chords. In part 1, the campaign chords are the link chords and the champagne chords. The skirt really holds the link chords together, and so I'm placing them above the champagne chords primarily because of the colors. The checkered section on the skirt stands out immediately, and the gold lining is pretty great. I think it works best with Ina's brown, primarily because the brown and gold just looks so good, and Emma's orange really fits warmly with the shade of yellow they chose. The boots are good too, with the ribbons and frills as well as a strap at the ankle. Makes sense why everyone got the same ones, because they're usually pretty uniform and it's a solid design all around. Below them are the champagne chords, and it's only because it's really hard to beat the link ones. The decorated boots are a fave as they add more frills to an already elegant chord. The shimmery fabric gives it an elegant feel, which matches Love Me Tears. I also like that the jewel accessories feature pretty much everywhere. They're on the sleeves, they're on the skirt, and even the boots. There's also a jewel dangling from the necklace. So the next campaign I want to talk about is the cafe campaign, and Micah's is undoubtedly the best. The red scarf, the heart glasses, it's a very iconic outfit with the hoop earrings and the lace on the bust. The tied up, the lace up boots are amazing too. The top reminds me of the purple stage cord, but I don't really mind. Moving on to Meat Eyes, I do like that it reminds me of a pirate, mostly because of the pants. It's very fun, it's kind of like what her PR could have been. I also like that the colors they chose for the chest ribbons are the same colors as the accessories all across her outfit's accessories. It just keeps it together color-wise. Mia's is probably the worst in my opinion. There's a needless crop top and a magician hat. I also don't like the mesh stockings. Nothing here really works well together, and I'm confused as to why they gave her this. Like, this isn't even material color-esque. It just doesn't fit at all. As for the cute types, honestly I don't have much to say about them. They look nice, I like the bows and I like the use of colors, but we should probably get on to the next campaign. Halloween. Mia's is the one I have the least to say about. The skirt reminds me of block checks, but the top is actually really nice. I love the belt and the accessories. Karen's is probably the best in this entire section. Just the detail poured into the skirt with the multiple layers really does make it look like a wedding dress, befitting the name Elegant Bride Cord. It's honestly pretty impressive. Soft purples and the yellows and the orange all work really, really well together. But now let's talk about Mirai and Ina's. These ones are featured in the anime, so there's a lot more clear images of them. I like Mirai's stockings, and the spiderweb pattern is pretty unique. She's got a fun hat too. I also appreciate the fur trim boots, since I don't think we see many idols wear shoes like that. Ina's is great too. She's got cute back wing accessories on her hat and the shoes. I also think the skirt layers are great, with the shimmering orange fabric adding some visual flair to the outfit. Overall, everyone got something really good this part. After Halloween, we're moving on to Christmas. Ina's cord is really poofy. It kinda reminds me of a champagne bottle, because I imagine that's like the fizziness. And I do like the shade of red they chose to use for her. Mio's is questionable. I don't know, Mio's campaign chords are all kind of iffy to me. I like the fancy white boots and the use of green. I also enjoy the blue fabric, but I really don't know about this one. It's just something is really off about it. Micah's really reminds me of Elsa Fort, primarily because of the patterns and the colors they chose. I do wish they chose a different color for the skirt, because I don't think the red and blue mix very well, but it's fine. Emma's is probably the best one this part, with a snowy wrapped present aesthetic, you know. She's got words and stars on her fabric that stand out well, and overall it's just a very cute outfit to look at. This wasn't the best campaign, though I do think Emma's does lean toward being better than everyone else's. So for the final part, the girls get a second set of matching dresses. The white boots are an absolute fave of mine, and I love the star-studded midriff with the stars on the skirt's edge. They're really decorated, and I love Emma's the most. She just looks amazing in orange. She also had a really nice link cord, and generally, the campaigns have favored her a lot in the sense that she got the best outfits. So now we're at the final part of this video. The Friends Chords are the new rarities, and they're basically unit chords, but they have their own brands this time. There's a few brandless unit chords, but we'll cover those last. First up, we have the partner chords. These are pure palettes, and I didn't think the pink and blue would work so well together, but they really do. Skirt ribbons are a bit tacked on, but otherwise the vest is really stylish, and the wide stripes inside, with the pinstripes on the vest, give it detail without keeping it really busy. Pretty standard for the first Friends outfit we get, and I do like Mio's just a little more because of the solid blue. I think the pale pink works better as a secondary color on these. Next up, we've got the palette chords. These are really good for a number of reasons. The color and texture give them a watery feel, and the soft lines along the skirt really help with this. The ruffled sleeves are so graceful when combined with the beads, and the polka dot belt is a unique pattern to add on. I think the shoes are the weakest part, but these are top tier design, right down to the hair accessory. Polka dots and stripes with a gem in the middle. I just can't get over how good these are. I never thought I'd miss them so much. Now after this we get the pilot set, and finally Mio has a crop top that makes sense. The hats are incredibly neat, and the silver lining looks great on dark blue fabric. There's pink lining on the sleeves and the skirt, and the pale pink jacket looks amazing on Aina. The striped boots are a fave, because they kinda remind me of Hinaki's cord, and I love the jewel earrings. The last set that Pure Palette gets are the Revolution chords. These are pretty much like upgrades to their very first outfits, the partner chords. The pinstripes make a return, and they gain sashes with bows. It reminds me of Dreamy Crown's first PR. The skirts look voluminous because of the layers, and there's a gold lining with beads and soft fabric underneath. Even the shoes are glammed out with lace, ribbons, and multiple ruffles on the sandals. I think that bringing back design elements from the first one is a nice way to just tie them back together. Honeycat is the second Friends unit we'll go over, and there's only 3 sets. The first is the kitty set. They're a pretty even split between the two styles. There's neon markings on the skirt, even though they don't glow, or at least they look shiny to me. And the jacket reminds me of Colorful Shake's PRs. The cat ears made out of roses are an odd touch, and there's an abundance of studs. It's not that bad. I do remember a lot of people saying these don't look very well thought out when they were released, but I think with just a little more glitter, it could fit their unit aesthetic. I think the strongest thing about these is that it's pretty balanced between what both characters would wear. The next pair of unit chords they get are the lady chords. Initially I thought these were the worst, but now I think they're actually really elegant. You know, they've got pearls all over them, and the striped peplum between the skirts is a nice touch. The stockings are cute, and I like the jewelry on the skirt. The only problem I have is they seem a bit too fancy for this unit. I don't really think that it fits them that well. That's fine because the third one blows both these designs out of the water. The heroic set is the best and the most iconic look for them, partly for the auras, but also because it takes what the first set got right and improves upon it. I like the purple mesh skirts because they match Emma's second PR, and making the bust cat-shaped is a creative choice. The long boots are glittery with roses and gold vines at the ankle, and everything is so stylish and shiny. There's elements from both of the girls' clothing. The beads and the stripes of the lining along the bodice make it look really glamorous, but not too elegant, and we can't ignore the miracle aura, which is made up of a cat silhouette and a mask. I think it works better than the rest for me, since it's still wing-like, whereas the rest seemed more like heavy add-ons that looked a little bit too concrete to be just part of the aura. I'm pretty biased towards designs like that. Top tier overall. Love Me Tear is up next, and we'll be skipping over two of their unit chords. I assumed the champagne chords were campaign chords, and we'll cover the diamond chords along with pure palettes. That still leaves us with a lot, so let's get started with the hearty chords. They're a regal pair of clothes with heart motifs all over. Jewelry, the patterns, and the gold linings each feature these. The linings on the boots are stylish when paired with white and a simple pair of heels, and they each get tiny crowns. I really like the colors used on Karen because they just make her look a lot more royal. I think Mirai is, something about those colors just, I don't know, it's not the same, but it's still pretty good. After this, we have the Tears set, and these remind me a lot of My Little Heart. The low-cut top and the frilly sleeve, got a great low-cut top with a frilly sleeve, and the jewel tears on the skirt kind of make it look like a chandelier cord. It's a generic lovely chord to be honest, and it works pretty well. Seeing how many chords they put into these, I'm surprised they used so few. Lace-up boots are very angelly sugar, and that's pretty much all we have to say about this one. Now the next pair we actually do see in the anime. They have really detailed fabric, and fun fact, their miracle aura actually resembles the patterns on the skirt. The creamy color on Mirai's dress adds a mellow touch to it, as does the fabric on the shoes. I really appreciate the lining on the belly, as it keeps it from being bland below the chest. Striped fabric boots and heart gems at each curve put this chord above the rest for me. Or maybe I'm biased because they used it in the anime, but regardless, this is the best one yet. Finally, there's the Love Me chords. I don't know why these were included in the last part. I mean, the season was ending. I think the skirt kind of holds it down by just using the girl's hair colors. It drags the nice fabric and arm ruffles really down. Great accessories, but I just can't help but look at the skirts and think those look kind of lazy, it's just one color. I really don't know what they were going for here. So I'm gonna throw in the side characters here, and that would be baby pirates. Might as well get it out since it's only one. The Western influence really sets it apart because the girls look really good in the tiny cowboy hats, and even the boots look amazing on them. Beautiful lapels with floral patterns and unique earrings. There's a lot of different elements with the lace-up bust for Rina and the buttons on Marin. Plus the skirt layers are really interesting. There's a bottom striped layer of fabric, there's feathers, and even a collar-like fabric at the top near the belt. They threw a lot together and it's really working. It's honestly a shame we didn't get to see more, because these are probably the best that we've seen so far. In summary, we were robbed. Reflect Moon comes right after, and I think that the plume chords are a really good first impression, especially since their whole theme is being twins. The sister bands use their colors with the dark and the bright side of the moon being represented, and I love the jeweled crown with the swan inspiration, especially on the dress and the head feathers. Now the next set they get is the maid set. Initially I didn't like these, but I've kinda warmed up to them. When you look at these chords as long as I have for this video, you start to realize some of them just aren't as bad as you thought they were. The star and moon accessories and all the other details are pretty good, but I kinda wish it was animal inspired, kinda like the next set, which is the fantasy set. Now these are probably my favorite ones. The final chords seem to be where most of the effort went. Horns and hooves, rose belts and boots. 10 out of 10. I'm glad they included red, and for once Kaguya's gold is more of an accent. She gets to use white while Sakuya's cord is mostly black. The two match so well, and while it is a bit tacky, I will admit I love the moon aura they got in the arcade. Now, we'll discuss the final two, which are the Brilliant set and the Diamond Friends set. The Brilliant Friends have fabric that reminds me of coral, which is so good because of the gradient. I love the rocky crown. We don't really see geometric designs in this season that much. I mean, Miu's clothes might have mosaics, but they're not very solid. And then, of course, we've got the diamond dresses. These incorporate a lot of elements I've praised before, so unfortunately it's hard to say much that's unique about them, you know? They've got a lot of design elements from both classical Ange and from Meat Eye's brand, Milky Joker. They look like wedding dresses, and I love the ribbons and beads along the skirt, but so that it's not a really short section, we'll be comparing them to the next diamond dresses, Pure Palettes. I like these way more. The diamond mesh is a great use of the beads, and the glassy skirt texture is so beautiful to take in. With a lace top and matching ribbons, the dress is really reflective and ornate. Mio's top is amazing too. It's a pretty good final chord, you know, looks like wedding dresses, and the glass just reminds me of like cathedrals for some reason. Something about this chord just really screams wedding. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of my Aikatsu fashion deep dive for season 1. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I tried to make it so the parts could be watched independently at least. I won't be covering Aikatsu next week because I do want to change what I'm covering, and I probably will take a longer break than usual between videos. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps support the channel. And you can also check out my social media if you want to interact with me and see what stuff I'm up to. Recently, I just uploaded some art of my new Precure project, so if you want to check that out, be sure to look at my Twitter, DeviantArt, and Tumblr. With that said, see you guys next time.